The worn leather of the armchair creaked softly as Arthur, a man in his early 80s, shifted, his gaze tracing the dust motes dancing in the afternoon sunbeam. His mind, like a well-worn photograph album, flipped through the decades, each page a memory etched with the wisdom of a long life lived. The hymn, "Hold to God's Unchanging Hand," hummed faintly in the background of his thoughts, a lifelong melody that had seen him through more changes than he could count. He was the oldest of 6, a boisterous crew with 2 sisters and 3 brothers. Their childhood was a blur of scraped knees, whispered secrets, and the comforting rhythm of their mother's lullabies. Then came the earthquake, the silent tremor that fractured their world, his parents' divorce. It wasn't loud or dramatic, just a slow, quiet unraveling that left a void. His father, an Air Force NCO, a lifer, remarried a few years later. Suddenly their family expanded, not by 1 or 2, but by 6. His stepmother, a kind but somewhat bewildered woman, brought with her 4 children from her first marriage, and soon after, 2 more of their own, a boy and a girl. Arthur, already a teenager, understood the complexities. He accepted his new stepmother with a pragmatic ease, seeing the necessity of it all. But his younger brother and sister, just a few years behind him, resented the intrusion fiercely. The youngest of the original 6, a boy, was too young to grasp the tectonic shift in their family landscape. For the first 4 years, they lived far from their first mother, a distance that, in a strange way, fostered a fragile peace. His younger siblings, despite their simmering rebellion against their stepmother, never openly defied Arthur. He was the unspoken authority, the one who ensured homework was done, chores were finished, and a semblance of order prevailed. But when he wasn't around, a different energy took hold. The beds wouldn't be made, the dishes left unwashed, small acts of defiance designed solely to aggravate their stepmother. This passive-aggressive warfare continued, a low-grade hum of resentment, until Arthur left for college. His departure was a turning point. Without his steady hand, the family dynamic truly fragmented. The younger kids from his birth mother, now growing into their own, started to fully grasp the us versus them mentality. The 2 youngest from his father's second marriage, innocent as they were, became unwitting pawns in a silent war. There were attempts at reconciliation over the years, fleeting moments where it seemed the gaps might close, only to be followed by unexplained withdrawals from the younger step-siblings. It was a pattern that repeated itself, leaving a lingering ache in Arthur's heart. His father, the stoic senior master sergeant, was always present, but rarely intervened in the emotional battlefield. His focus was on providing, on discipline, on the order of the Air Force. He retired with honors, a man of quiet strength, but the unspoken rifts within his blended family remained. Arthur saw his siblings and step-siblings sporadically over the decades, mostly at family functions that often felt strained. The chasm never fully healed, the quiet resentment a permanent fixture for some. Now at 80, Arthur carried the weight of it all, not as a burden, but as a testament to the complexities of life. He had built his own family, a loving wife, children, and grandchildren who brought him immense joy. He had seen the world change, technology advance, and societies evolve. He had faced his own trials, his own moments of despair, and his own triumphs. Through it all, he had clung to the quiet conviction that there were constants, immovable anchors in the swirling currents of existence. He had found solace in the unchanging hand, not just of a higher power, but in the enduring bonds of genuine love and the resilience of the human spirit. The past was a tapestry, intricate and imperfect, but it was his, and he understood that every thread, even the frayed ones, had contributed to the man he had become.